Hey, Mr. Swift here, and I just wanted to show you kind of next steps to getting your uh, box cut out. What we'll want to do is take your assembly and we will cut it out in cardboard for a prototype, and if you need to make any changes, you can go back into OnShape and do that. And then once you have your final design done, we'll actually cut it out of wood. But to get this into a file format that the laser cutter can use, what we need to do is take your assembly and take all the parts and put them into a drawing. And that drawing will need to have some very specific things to it. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to create a drawing, and we'll continue with the ISO A4. We'll do no views and click OK. And what we'll want to do in this drawing is we actually don't want the header or the title block or any of these lines. So what we'll do is just kind of bring the parts in, and we want kind of your view that would show its the part that we would actually cut out of wood. Let's see. There we go. So I want something like this, and you're going to need to do that for every one of your pieces. So I'm going to keep going through and grabbing all my different parts. That was part 1. I need 3 of those. So I will click part 1, and I want my top view there. I'll do the same thing again. Top view, place it there. Alright, now I want to go back. I got part 1. I need part 2. Top view of that. And then I need my lid, which is part 4. I need one of those, and again, top view. And then I need one more piece, that's part 3 piece, kind of the back piece. And I want the top view of that. So put that down here. So once you've got all your pieces in there, you're good to go. But what we need to do is then go ahead and delete out all the lines, because what would happen is when we put this in the laser engraver will literally cut any black line on this piece of paper. So we need to make sure that we get rid of all these unneeded pieces down here in the title blocks. So you can kind of just select it, get rid of it. We want to make sure we just have one piece with all your parts on it, and we want to make sure that they're all 1-to-1 scale, and you don't need any dimensions on this or anything like that. We just want to make sure that we can put this right in the laser cutter, and it'll literally cut every one of these lines around the outside. And again, what we'll do is we'll make it out of cardboard, make it a little prototype, and then once that's finalized, then we'll actually cut it out of wood. So you get this design. My advice would be to rename it, and when you rename it, sorry, my computer's freaking out. We'll rename it. I would call it, your name and box. That way, I'll know who's to be, using the laser engraver for. So name it. There we go. Jesse Wood Fox. And then we also want to, after you've named it, you want to right-click down here on the tab, and then we also want to export it. Now, when you export the drawing, you want to export it as a PDF, and then just hit export. And so once again, this technical drawing we created, we'll just have all the views of it to cut it out of your wood, and this is actually how it will look and work. So once you've got this done, get me the file on a thumb drive, and we can go back into the fabrication room and actually cut it out. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for